Today we're going to talk about something that I thought was really interesting that I had spoke about before. It's been a lot of like story times of men leaving women with bills lately. First, let's listen to her story time.
Quick story time on how I went out on a date with a bum ass, bitch ass, funky ass man. So I met him a month prior to this dinner date, and when I met him, it was at the gas station. He had pulled up in an orange Lambo, but I wasn't too much looking at it. I'm minding my business. So then he ends up pulling up to my pump, and he was like, yo, can I get your number? Like, you're beautiful. I want to talk to you. Like, let's go out sometime. And I had gave him my Instagram, like, and he ended up following me on Instagram. Now his whole Instagram page, when you look at it, it look like he having a whole lot of motion. He's in his bag and he's just living life. So fast forward a month later, he was hitting me up like frequently within this month, but I wasn't really texting back. My text back game is literally trash. But anyways, I had decided to go out on a dinner date with him when he did ask me what I was doing one day. So boom, we planned to go to the Mexican, and the Mexican was like right down the street from my house. It's like a low-key Mexican spot, but they have some good ass food and good ass drinks. So I was down to go. Let's do it. So he meets me up there at the Mexican. I didn't want him knowing where I stayed at. He offered to pick me up, but bitch, I was like, no, let's meet up there. So he pulled up in the orange Lambo, cool, and I pulled up in my car, and we get out and we go in the Mexican restaurant. So we get seated, we up there ordering food, we ordering drinks, and we having a good ass time. So the bill comes, and when the bill comes, the lady gives it to him automatically, but my nosy ass, I'm over here looking, and it only comes up to like 120. I'm like, oh, that's not bad. Y'all know the Mexican really not that expensive. So he was like, hold on one second, I gotta go to the restroom. I'm like, cool. So he gets up and he goes to the bathroom. I'm still like drinking, enjoying myself. I'm up here making TikToks in my own little world. And I'm not realizing, well, I look at the time because I finally realized that this has been like 40 minutes since he's been in the bathroom. What are you doing in this bathroom? So at this point, I'm just looking around and I'm paying attention because I'm like, damn, this nigga really been in the bathroom over 40 minutes. Like, what the fuck are you doing? So literally shortly after that, he comes out of the bathroom and he walks really fast and he heads out of the door.
I'm going to be honest and tell you why this is happening, and why this is going to continue to happen, and why this is always going to happen. It's never going to stop. It's going to keep happening. And a lot of times women just think, oh, the man can't cover the bill, that's why he left. And sometimes that's not the case. I agree. When men on the internet look like they have money, they probably don't have money. It's always the guys who are like regular, not flashy, not this, and the third, who have all the money. Trust me, I know. I've met men who wouldn't even look like they have over $2,000 in their bank account, and they are sitting on a good 15, 20. And then it's guys who are flashy cars that are rented and chains and stuff, who are stretching to make ends meet and scamming and stuff. So granted, he pulled on you. He had a nice car that you noticed because you mentioned it, and you went on his Instagram. You saw that he lived a lavish lifestyle. You were interested, and you went on a date with him, right? And I get it. He's probably young because you're young. And I'm young too, but he's probably doing this because he thinks that's how he gets women's attention. He got your attention, and granted, that's okay, because at the end of the day, men are just as superficial as women, right? If you were ugly, fat, or if you were just in the third, he wouldn't have given you the time of the day the same way you wouldn't have given him the time of day if he had a regular car, regular job. So it's two superficial people dating. I truly believe she would not have went on his date if she wouldn't have noticed his car and his lifestyle, right? Women like winners. Men know this. Hence why they achieve in greatness and stuff like that. Coochie runs the world, literally. It's fair. It's an even trade. But a lot of times, and this may sound mean, but a lot of times men just don't like you. It was another TikTok video that it's on my page. So I have over 400 videos, so you gotta snoop through it, where a man left a woman on a date, and she was like, oh, he just picked the phone and left, and he was just a brokey. And then he came out and was like, no, the date was horrible. She was very mean and condescending, and she was talking back. And for you to not notice that he was gone for 40 minutes, you was drunk. So I'm pretty sure you probably wouldn't notice if you was talking crazy or being unladylike or doing this, that, and the third. It's probably a lot of things that you probably missed. And he just didn't like it and said, I'm not going to pay for that. Men out there will do that. If they don't like it, they will walk out. Now, granted, if you search up on YouTube, it's a man where he didn't like a date with a woman and he paid for the bill. And then after the bill, he told her like, hey, I'm not really interested in you. You're not my cup of tea. And that's okay. I had this happen with an old coworker who I fucking can't stand that bitch. Still can't stand the bitch. But I can't stand her ass. Still can't stand her ass. And one time she went on a date. I remember I was over listening. One time she went on a date and a man told her like right then and there, I do not like you. I don't like you. I don't like you. And I don't like her either. So I get what he was saying. But he was like, I don't like you. A lot of times men just don't, a lot of times nowadays, men just don't be liking y'all. The same way we don't be liking them, they don't be liking y'all. And again, even if he didn't have the funds for it, he was never going to tell you that. But I feel like a man who truly likes you, if he didn't have the funds for it, he wouldn't have left. He wouldn't have left. I feel like he would have found the way to pay the bill. He would have called a friend. He would have phoned a mom. He would have said, bro, let me borrow this to the stairs. He wouldn't have asked you. He would have went to that bathroom and made all types of calls, all types of plays, would have pulled a waiter to the side. He would have, if he really, truly wanted to impress you. That man didn't like you. For him to leave you there, he didn't like, it was something about you he didn't like, mamas. This generation has like generational trauma. It has all types of stuff going on. Everybody is trying to get the most out of the person without, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you. It just could be you just didn't mesh with him. Y'all auras was different. It was something else that was going on. Y'all just didn't connect. You like red, he likes blue. Like, sometimes your personalities just don't match. Like, sometimes it just was the thing. But I truly don't believe these men are just trying to, now, they probably are trying to stick women with bills, but I don't think that's the case 100% of the time. Like, I don't think a man would just take a woman. If that's the case, he can die in a ditch on him by himself. He can die in a dash by himself. He can take himself in the middle and dash out. Like, I don't know. And I'm not trying to say this is her fault for this happening, but I feel like sometimes we should step back and assess and stop saying, oh, he's just a brokey. He wanted a free meal. Like, sometimes we have to say, did I do something wrong, or is this something I did? So this won't happen again, because this is trending and it's happening more and more and more, where men are just walking out. They're not paying for shit. You paying for it. They're walking out. So try to see what you did. If it's something you said, and don't listen to these comments where, oh, you did nothing wrong. They don't know if you did anything wrong. They weren't there. And we don't know what you left out, right?